Hi Flosstube, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Saturday the 1st of April. It's past 12 o'clock, so nobody remember to do April Fools on me today. But yeah, happy April. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today is Flosstube number 30. And I've got some really exciting things to show you today. So if you are a returning viewer or subscriber, then thank you very much for coming back and joining me for another video. And if you're new, then I hope you enjoy what you see and you stick around for more videos. So I have two FFOs to show you today. So I'm going to be talking about those. I've got a bunch of whips to show you. I'm going to be talking a little bit. Of course, I start filming, I have to clear my throat. I'm going to be talking about a little bit about the Essex Needles retreat that I went to last weekend and a few other bits and pieces. Anyway, so I didn't actually get myself a drink, so I might have to pause halfway through and go and get myself a drink. That was a silly idea, but anyway. I did film a video last weekend while I was away because I thought it was the perfect opportunity. I was away, I didn't have any parental responsibilities or home responsibilities, but I filmed it and then the video corrupted and wouldn't let me open the file. So it was super frustrating, but I just figured, right, I'm not going to bother trying again on that. I did it on the Saturday morning. I'm just going to wait until I get home, basically. So here we are. So I picked up, let's just get into it. I picked up a couple of framed pieces while I was away on the retreat last weekend. I had dropped them off to Robert at Hawkins Hobbies when I went on the January Stitchy Day that Teresa and Elliot organised. They organised a retreat in March, a full retreat weekend in March and in September, and then they have a couple of Stitchy Days, one in November and one in January, where you go on a Saturday and you spend the Saturday there and you're fed lunch. And so they had Hawkins Hobbies were there in January, and I knew I wanted one particular piece framed, but I took two with me, and Robert very kindly took them from me. It was a very good price for framing and I'm super happy with it. He said that he should be finished by the time the retreat came up in March, and he was. So the first one that I've got to show you is this one. So this is my Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly. The artwork is by Ching Chow Kuik and you can find the pattern on Heaven and Earth Designs. This was my first full coverage pattern. Try not to show the glare of the camera. That I completed. It's obviously a very little one, but I did want to start with a little one. I thought that was important to see whether I liked it. And to kind of give me the momentum that I needed to continue on with it. So this was the first project that I did 100 stitches a day on, and it took me, I think, about 5 months to complete, something like that. So I did complete this last year, and I framed it myself and I wasn't happy with the result. I hadn't stretched it properly, it wasn't sitting properly in the frame. And so when I took the other piece to Robert, I also showed him this and I said, could you do anything with this? And he very kindly took it from me. And as you can see, he's framed it beautifully. So I chose a white frame. We've got all white frames in our house. And then he added, initially we didn't talk about, what are these called? Mount boards for this. But he was going to put it back in the original frame and then couldn't. So he added a white mount board and the blue mount board to bring out the blue in here, and I absolutely love it. So it's exactly what I wanted. It's perfect. Yeah, so I was going to have another go at framing it myself, but I took it in January on the off chance that he could do something with it, and he did. So just knocked it against my light. There we go. So this is it. Try not to show you the glare. It is amazing. I can't believe how good it looks. So yeah, this is going to be sitting in pride of place behind me in my videos. So hopefully you'll be able to see this in the background from now on. And every time I walk into my craft room, I'm going to be able to see this and I'm going to be just so happy with it. So in honour of my excitement at getting this framed, I thought I would do a giveaway. So I'm going to be giving away a copy of this pattern. So I will rack it to you, to whoever wins the giveaway. But what I would also do is I have my floss drops from when I stitched this, and they still have a lot of the threads on them, and I will fill up the ones that are empty, and any that I know that there's a lot of stitches of. So you can basically stitch from here and you probably won't have to add any thread to them. So the only thing, and I will send these to you, so the only thing that you will need to get, whoever wins this, is a piece of material basically. Sorry if you heard a noise, that was just my printer in the background. So yeah, you're going to get a copy of the pattern sent to you via email, and then the floss drops sent to you via mail. So if you want to enter the giveaway, then if you use the word butterfly in the comments, and I will draw a winner on my next video, which should be in 2 weeks' time. But we'll see, because sometimes life gets in the way of that, doesn't it? But I will draw it in my next video. So the usual giveaway rules apply. You need to be 18 or older. So that you can give me your email address and your mailing address. I am opening it up to worldwide, so you can enter no matter where you are in the world. Please don't say any of the words like giveaway or competition or whatever in the comments, because I will delete your comment. Yeah, just because we don't want any of those spammers. And I will choose a winner on my next video. I'm not going to reply to any comments or anything like that. So if you get any spammers replying to you and leaving you a link, don't click on that link basically. So yeah, so that's my first FFO, and then a surprise giveaway. And then my second FFO is this one. And I realised after I gave this to Robert that I didn't actually post a finished picture of this on my Instagram, but I will post a finished FFO of it. So let me just get it. I think what I'll do is I'll pull a chair back so you can see. I haven't even unwrapped the plastic on this, so it is going to be a little bit glary. But this is my Fruits of Plenty, all framed. So it looks amazing. And again, I chose a white frame and a white mount board. And he stretched it beautifully, he framed it beautifully. I just chose normal glass. You can get museum glass, but I didn't want that. Yeah, it looks incredible. So this is going up in my hallway. I'm hoping Stefan will be able to put it up for me over the Easter holidays. It's the start of the Easter holidays today, basically. Yeah, and then what I will do is I will post a picture of it on my Instagram up on the wall, and then perhaps in my next video I'll show you a clip of it up there. But yeah, it looks amazing. I don't know, I can't get it all in the frame unless I stand back here, so you can't really, yeah, it just looks so good. I'm so happy with it. So yeah, there you go, 2 FFOs in one video. Don't normally get those from me. Let's just put that over there. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry if I knocked the camera. So let's dive into the whips. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to grab from the pile. So this one is one I've been working on over the last couple of days. This is a Vervico kit called Baby Boots, and this is my daughter's birth sampler, and I'm of course doing the pink version. And here is where it's at now. I do have a thread hanging, but it's okay. So when you saw this last, in my whip parade, I had done the entirety of this boot. So what I've basically added since is the shadowing around the boots. So that's all done now, and then I've started on the second boot. So I've done the whole of this top little bit here, and now I'm just working on the laces and the bow. And then once I've done those, I will go back and fill in the rest of the boot. I think I'm going to finish off the laces for this sort of rotation, and then I will go back on another rotation and do the other bit of the shoe. So it's looking really good. I really like this kit, and this should be a finish this year. And it's stitched on everything that came in the kit. So it is some sort of Ada. Does it say it on here? It might be 16 count. It looks to me like it's 18 count. It's like a cream Ada, and then you get all of the floss with it as well. So yeah, using all of the kit stuff. So that's that one. Put this back in here so I know what's going on. Let's put these up here. Okay. The next one I've got to show you is my pattern. So this is Hello Spring, and this is up in my Etsy shop now. The light, I don't know whether it's okay today, but it's very overcast and it hasn't stopped raining for like the past 3 days. So, and then here are the threads, and these are on my spring floss drops that are out up in the shop now. Cute bunnies and Easter eggs and things like that. And I'm not far away from finishing this one. So put something behind this, or here we go. This is where it's at now. So yeah, I've just got the S to do and the hello, and I'll be done. It stitches up so quickly. Look at those little chicks. I'm so happy with them. And yeah. So I think the last time I showed this to you, I'd done the RIN. So yeah, I've added the P and the G. So another rotation, and this will be done as well. Yeah, and then I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with it, basically. I think I will probably do the standard thing of just framing it, because I know some other people that are stitching it that might do some different finishes with it, so we'll see. But that's that one. I'm really enjoying that one. It's so easy to pick up. You can do a letter in a day, and even with the back stitching isn't, it's not hard back stitching. It's really intuitive, and yeah, so I've sort of back stitched as I've gone, but it hasn't been a hardship. So that is that one. The next one that I've got to show you is actually living in a piece of haul. So I had this particular order in the Etsy shop, and I just decided to treat myself to a project bag, basically. So this is the project bag here. It's, as you can see, the pattern that it's holding. So this is from an Etsy shop called Ness's Craft Room, and I will link her Etsy shop down below. I think I came across her on Instagram and then followed her Etsy shop, and she posts new bags sort of like every couple of weeks or something like that. So yeah, it's really lovely material, really well made. And then it's got this lovely little tassel, and then a little thing that says made with love. And then on the inside, if I just take this out, yeah, on the inside it's got this stripy fabric, and it's quilted as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So living in this bag is Feline Force 2, and the artwork is by Sophie Wilkins. and it is my mission this year to get this to 10%. So I'm doing 1,000 stitches a month, and I did 1,115 stitches, and this is now at 5.45%. So I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of where it was the last time that you saw it. And then where it is now. Let's just fold this a little bit because I don't want all this extra material. But here it is now. So I filled in a bit more of her nose. I've come up here a little bit. I filled in a bit more of her chin, and then sort of outlined her face a bit more, and then a bit more done of the leopard's sort of, I don't know, moustache area. So yeah, she is looking super good. So I don't imagine when I get to 10% that I would have done like the whole of her face or whatever, but yeah, I would have got quite far. I'm still really enjoying that one. There is going to be quite a lot of like lighter colours in the leopards, so what I've decided to do is to kind of try and do a thread of light stitches and then a thread of something else, to kind of not leave all that until the last minute. Oh no, I've left this in here. Put that back, like having everything together. So yeah, that's that one. Then I had a couple of new starts at the retreat. You can tell me what you think of this in a second. I would like your opinions on this one. So I started a fancy duck at the retreat. There was a stitch along going on, and it was all based on a conversation that went on one of Teresa's, from Teresa Little Stitcher, one of her live streams. She's hosting the Teresa Made Me Do It SAL, where she is encouraging people to stitch a fancy lady or a fancy man. And the stitch along started on the 1st of January, and there's a Facebook group for it and lots of other things. And then somebody asked on one of her live streams whether they can do a fancy duck. And of course, everyone was like, oh, what's a fancy duck? And it was all based on these patterns from Gordon Fitchett on Heaven and Earth Designs. So my friend Sandy mentioned it to me that it was going to be a thing. And so I was like, oh, well, if they'd have a sale before the retreat, I'll buy one and I'll start one. And of course they did. So I bought Little Princess. You have seen this before. And I bought the fabric for it before I went. And I just did my usual white 25 count. And then I realised lots of people on my table were using hand-dyed fabric when I got there. And because obviously the duck's face and neck is all white, and it's not really, can't see it very well in this picture, but it's not really outlined by like darker stitches. And it's all quite light, a lot of it. So I realised that the white wasn't going to work. So I went upstairs, Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics was there, and I went upstairs and I had a look at her 28 count, and I picked out this piece of 28 count. I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. So I did make a start on it. Let's have a look where I got to. I think I stitched just over 200 stitches. It was quite confetti heavy. So I've done 276 stitches. That's 0.53%. So it's not a big pattern. Of course, it's no background. So yeah, let's just fold this over so you can see where I've got to. So I started right at the top, and this is like the duck's headdress. It's like a jewelled headdress. So that's that so far. However, I'm not 100% convinced about the fabric. So yeah, you can tell me what you guys think. Do you think it'll stand out? Do you think it'll be okay? because the other idea that I had on the Stitchtastic website, she's got some 25 count that is a soft pink colour, and I'll put a picture of that up on the screen here, or like a darker, like blush pink colour, and again I'll put a picture up here. And I was wondering whether that would be better, the soft pink in particular, because of all of the blues and that providing a bit of a contrast. I think maybe the blush pink is too dark. I don't know though. You guys can give me your opinion. Do you think I should continue on this fabric? Do you think it'll be fine? Or do you think I should choose one of the other colours and restart it? I need to make a decision on it now, because of course if I get much further, then that's a lot of stitching, and it was pretty confetti heavy, so that was a whole afternoon and evening's worth of stitching with no interruptions, apart from on Saturday night we played bingo, but apart from that, and obviously we went to dinner. Apart from that, they were the only interruptions, so it's pretty solid stitching, and I don't want to get much further if I realise that I don't like the material. I can always repurpose this for something else, so we'll see. I thought I would show you as well, I made duck drops for the pattern, so I'll show you some of them. What else have we got in here? I'll just show you a couple of them, I'm not going to show you all of them. This one. Flying duck. Rubber duckies. Yeah, I couldn't resist that, so yeah, I'm using those to stitch it. So that's that one. Please give me your advice in the comments down below. I also, another new start that I had, this wasn't at the retreat, this was before the retreat. I wanted to start one of my full coverage patterns from my Etsy shop. So I chose Wanderlust by Ratika Aurora. This is 350 by 350. And I have the floss drops as well, so you can buy licensed floss drops in my Etsy shop for any of the artwork that I have turned into cross stitch charts, apart from Louise McNaught's bears. So yeah, so they're the floss drops, and you can sort of see the colour palette so far. It's really pretty. I started at the top, so I started sort of up here, so we're getting some of the flowers come in at the moment, and this is where we got to. So yeah, if I just go on my pattern keeper, show you where I'm at. I stitched 1,012 stitches, and that's 1.10%. Yeah, it's lovely so far, really, really pretty. This is quite, again, a bit of confetti at the top in the flowers, but then when we get to her face and then the red, it's going to be a bit more block stitching, I think. So really enjoying that. I will put a link to all of these patterns down below. Okay, that's one. Then my other new start at the retreat was Spring Montage by Janet Stever, and it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. Oh, there we go. And this is the finished image. So the only one I'm missing now is the summer one, and I will acquire that over the next couple of months. So I did a total of, where is it? Here we go. 1164 stitches, and this is at 0.79%. So started this at retreat and then I worked on it at home afterwards. This is where we're at. You can see the blossoms coming in here, and sort of the branch. Yeah, really pretty. So with their montage patterns, I'm doing 1,000 stitches a month, or 3,000 stitches in the season on each of them. So good. I do realise I'm not going to be able to do that in May, so I should really have done 1,500 stitches on this in March, and then I'll do another 1,500 in April, but I'll see how I feel about that later. And then again, I'm using my spring floss shops for these. So the ones I showed you for Hello Spring the other day, earlier on in the video. I haven't been here for days. Hopefully you guys haven't been watching me for days. Okay, and then last whip I've got to show you is living in my tote bag, is a stitching shelf. I should really laminate these things because they're getting really crinkly in this bag in particular, but anyway. And this is super size max colour, a stitching shelf, artwork by Amy Stewart and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my 100 stitches a day project, and I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of the last time you saw it. And then today, this is sitting at 4.02%. And this week, I finished the 3rd page. So yeah, gone past the 4% mark, and I finished the 3rd page. So this is where it's at now. So yeah, 3rd page is all done. Across here, and then I've started working my way across the start of the 4th page. So yeah, really love this. It's so lovely. There's a lot of confetti in these flowers and this greenery here, but it's just worth it for the result. I love it. So yeah, what should come in next is the more of the door. Is so hard to see, and then the bottom of the key, and then you've got some flowers up here as well, and then I will move back up here again. So yeah, somebody was asking me on Instagram how many pages this is, and I think it's 96 pages. So that kind of gives you an idea. I've done 3 out of 96. Or like, did it say on here? No. Maybe it has more pages, but some of them partial pages, and I just sort of counted them as 2 as 1 or whatever. I don't know. Something like that. So yeah, there we go. Let's put that one away. Right, so those were all of my whips. I think I'm going to pause and go and get a drink, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you some haul that I've got and talk to you about a few other things. So I'm just going to pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. Had some orange juice, all good. So haul time. I've got a few things to show you. A few things that I bought before the retreat, and then stuff that I got at the retreat. So I thought I'd show you this to begin with. Oh my god, it's got a needle sticking out of the bottom of it. Okay, so this is a tablet stand, and I got the idea of this from Vicky at the Virginia Stitcher. She shows one of these, and showed how she lent her tablet on it, and I thought it was brilliant. I do have a case for my tablet for when I'm using Pattern Keeper, but it slips down the case, like, and you can sort of prop it on the case, but it slips down when I'm sitting on the settee, and it's not always the best. And so this was a bit more stable. And so I decided to get it basically, and it's fabric, and you can take the fabric off and wash it. It does have a zip somewhere. Where's the zip gone? Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh no, the zip's here. So yeah, you can take that zip off and wash the fabric. It's got a little pocket at the side, which you can see I've keeping my stylus for my tablet, and also have a needle minder in here as well, which is another bit of haul that I'll show you. And I did have the idea of taking the case off and putting a needle minder on the actual case itself, like to sit here or something, because what I've been doing is, and you can, I don't suppose there's anything wrong with this anyway, is I've just been leaving my needle in the fabric. Hold on. Okay, had a bit of a sneezing fit. Yeah, I've just been sort of stabbing the fabric with my needle as somewhere to put it. I might just continue doing that, but yeah, I thought I'd mention this because it's certainly been useful for me so far. It wasn't expensive. I think it was something like £10 on Amazon. So I will leave it linked down below if that's something that you think would be useful for you. So yeah, I'll show you that as part of my retreat stuff. So I will show you things that I got pre-retreat and post-retreat, and then retreat. So off from a D-Stash group on Facebook, I got this kit, which is Simple Treasures, and it's a sunset kit. And it says, take time to enjoy life's simple treasures. It's got loads of beach motifs on it. I can't remember who I saw stitching this, but I really liked it. And so there was a lady who was selling it. It comes with all the Ada, which I think is just white, 14 count Ada, yeah. And then all of the threads, which of course, because this is an older kit, are not sorted. But yeah, I grabbed that. I think that was something like £8 or something. It was a bargain. And then this next thing that I've got is, I saw Anna from DM's Crafty Vortex. She was talking about what she might do for her Fancy Lady February plans next year. She stitched Raven in its entirety by Nora Corbett this year, and it looks fabulous. So she showed this book here, Joan Elliott's Native American Cross Stitch. And Joan Elliott is a designer that I've been becoming more interested in stitching from. Every time somebody shows a pattern now, I'm like, oh yeah. But she showed this pattern, the cover photo pattern, and said that she might stitch this for Fancy Lady February next year. And I just thought it was incredible. She's called Indian Maiden. And for some reason, like Native American designs have become a real interest for me recently. There's also a companion piece of the Indian warrior, and he's fabulous as well. So yeah, there's a few things in here that I really like. There's a dream catcher design with some words on it that I quite like too. Oh, it's this one. It's called the Circle of Life. I really like that. The colour palette is lovely. And my sister used to have dream catchers in her bedroom when she was little. You know, sort of prone to nightmares. So yeah, there's quite a few things in here actually that I'd like to stitch. So yeah, I got that really inexpensively from eBay. Another D-Stash thing, I got one of these. Now there is a shop on Etsy that sells these, but the woman who is D-Stashing it, she wasn't the owner of the Etsy shop. But yeah, I can't remember the name of the Etsy shop offhand, so I will link it down below. but she sells these and to hold like a hoop or a very small Q-snap or nurse. And then it's just very simple zip line, and then it came as part of a set with a grind guard and an aught catcher. And again, I'd been looking at them on this woman's Etsy shop for a while, and then this woman happened to be de-stashing one, so I was like, I'll have that. So I got that. What else? This is the February fabric of the month from Megan at Coffee Craft. I'm part of her neutral fabric of the month club, and I get 32 can even weave. And this is like it's very subtly mottled. Should we take it out of here? I don't think I've actually taken it out of the bag. Oh, it's got some, yeah, I should have taken it out of the bag. It's got some sort of mottling in it. Darker mottling. That's nice. Yeah. It's also a beigey neutral with some darker mottling. Yeah. So, well, I think the mottling is sort of like, well, it does look green from here. So no idea what I'm going to stitch on that, but it's nice to have some fabric stash, I think. So I'm not going to bother putting that back in the packet. And then I think I have, okay, then this is the last bit of haul from before the retreat. My mum went on holiday with my sister, and they went to Madrid for a few days. And she came back and she said, oh, I've bought you a present. So what do you mean you've bought me a present? You know, you didn't need to do that. And she was like, oh, well, you know, I treated your sister to a couple of meals out and just thought I'd buy you something. It was totally out of the blue and so unnecessary. And so I opened the present and I cried. Look at what she got me. She got me the kit of Cinderella by Mirabilia. I had asked for this for Christmas, and it was out of stock on the Hawkins Hobbies website, and so I sort of asked for some other things in the end, but she'd been keeping an eye on the stock levels, and then it came back in, and so she bought it. So it comes with the chart, all of the DMC, you can see the fabric in here, you can see the Crinix in here, and then the beads are in there as well. I fell in love with this pattern when I saw it on Hawkins Hobbies stall at the Knitting and Stitching show in October. They had a sample of this stitched up, and like so many patterns, the cover photo just does not do it justice. It's beautiful stitched up. So yeah, I think I'm going to finish Raven and then decide, is it going to be this? Is it going to be, because Spring Queen I've also got kitted up as well, and then you'll see something else in a second. So yeah, thank you, Mum. So nice of her. Then we went to the retreat, and they had a de-stash table there, and you could put stuff down for free, or you could sell things. So I didn't buy anything, and I was just having a peruse on the first day, and I saw this, and it had a note on it saying, please adopt me, started, includes all threads. I think that says pen. I didn't meet a pen or a penny there, so I don't know who this is, so I apologise. But I was like, wow, it's asking me to start it. Sorry, he's asking me to adopt it. So this is Sweet Spring by Satsuma Street. Look at that adorable bunny. So lovely. And there isn't anything in here about what fabric this is on. It does look like a hand dyed though. Oh, hold on a second. It says it's fabric flare, but I don't know the colour. So yeah, she started it. It's sort of like a really light greeny, it's more greeny than it is blue that's showing up on camera. No, whether, no, you're not going to be able to see that. Maybe back here, that's like the colour, more of a colour. So it's really pretty. And you can see that she's started it. Does she stitch the same way that I do? Let's have a little look. Oh, she does, brilliant. So yeah, and then all of the threads came with it as well. She's got those plastic bobbins that I had been thinking about investing in with little labels on. So yeah, all of the threads are there. So of course I had to adopt it. Yeah, so that's going to go in my... Should I put it in my whip drawer or should I put it in my kitted drawer? Not sure. We'll see. So that was the first thing that I got at the retreat. And then as well, on the D-stash table, am I going to be able to get all this in now? No, so I'll just leave that there unzipped, because otherwise you don't want to see me wrestle with that. Somebody was giving away floss drops and had made these beautiful floss drops, and they came in different colours and patterns, but I chose these ones. So I'm not sure who that was, but they're beautiful, so I will put them to some sort of use. Then we played a game of Pass the Stash. So if you wanted to participate, you had to bring something up to a value, or was it over a value of £10 or up to a value of £10? I can't remember, and it had to be wrapped. So we then played this sort of like pass the parcel type game, and it was really fun. It was a lot of fun. And then yeah, whoever present landed up on your so there was a woman there called Susie, and she was reading out this story, and every time she said left, you had to pass the parcel left, and every time she said right. And so the idea was that you ended up with not your present at the end. So I got some wonderful things. I got a set of DMC, so one of these little 12 packs that you can get, which DMC is always useful. Then I got a piece of 25 count even weave, and I'm assuming it's I'm assuming it's a fat quarter, because it came in this with this label. I have to apologise. I've been ill this week. I probably haven't done this much talking since last weekend, or maybe even before that. So yeah, and it's like in this oatmeal type colour. So that's going to be so handy. And then also this kit. This is a Luca S kit, and it's called Coffee Fairy. Look at how cute she is. I love it. I wonder if there's a tea fairy. But yeah, it's a complete kit. It comes with like this sort of like rustico Ada and all of the anchor floss. And I've heard really good things about Luca S kits. Didn't I, the teddy bear that I did, was that a Luca S kit? I think it was. So, yeah, I mean, whoever gave that away, I mean, that is just that's an amazing present to give. So thank you so much. I'm super happy with that. I've run out of space to kind of put things. There. And then Megan bought with her, so Megan from Coffee Craft Fabrics was there. I've mentioned that already. And she asked if she could bring my March fabric of the month there. And so I said, yeah, that's fine. And so that is this. I'm not going to take it out of here. It's like a grey, bluey colour. Again, it's 32 count even weave. So I'll find something to put on that. And then I bought a couple of other pieces while I was there. This one, it's a 28 count even weave, and it's like greens and browns. It reminded me of autumn, and I was thinking should I put the autumn lady from like Celtic autumn, Celtic autumn on it from Lavender and Lace, or maybe the spring one? It like kind of gave me those kind of vibes, so that's why I bought it. And then I saw this piece and loved the colour, and then it goes perfectly with the other thing that I bought. So this is, again, a piece of 28 count. This is linen this time. She didn't have this in even weave. But I loved the colour and couldn't pass up the opportunity to buy that. And then Hawkins Hobbies were there. I've mentioned that before. So I was looking through all of the different things that they had, and they had some Bella Filipina charts and kits. And I've never bought a Bella before, so I thought it was high time I did. So I liked this particular pattern, and then I saw that she had it as a kit, and then I'd already bought this fabric, which is going to be perfect for the pattern basically. So this is Maria Makerling. Isn't she beautiful? I don't think I've seen anybody stitching her. If you have, let me know so I can stalk them on Instagram. But I've mentioned before that I love anything Oriental, and she just ticks all of those boxes. And I think she is going to be stunning on this piece of fabric. So the kit came with all of the Krynic, all of the DMC, and then you can see it has some beads. So that was a big purchase, but I thought I'd treat myself to that. So I've got that and Cinderella or Spring Queen that I could start after Nora. Thoughts? I don't really want to have more than one fancy lady on the go. I feel like I need to finish one before I start another one. And then the only other thing I got there was a couple of needle minders from Megan. Don't know if is the other one in here. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Digging. Yeah, so Megan also sells needle minders, and she has a website called ukneedleminders.co.uk. I'll link them down below. And then this one says, I stitch, therefore I stash. That's like every cross stitcher's mantra, right? So I had to have that. And then I pre-ordered from her, and again, she brought it to the retreat, this beautiful bee needle minder. She sells these in lots of different colours. She's just put on her Facebook that she's selling them with sort of like sparkly iridescent stones here, and she does mini versions of these as well. So please go and check out her Facebook page. I will link it down below. But yeah, so I pre-ordered the purple one from her, and she brought it to the retreat, and it's stunning. So that was that. And then I just bought a few other things when I got home. Firstly, I was having a chat with some ladies at my table about magnetic cable ties if you're working with a big piece of fabric on a Q-snap. I've been wanting to get some for a little while, just to have in my stash if I needed them, but people have said before you need to get the right ones. Some of the ones on Amazon, for example, they're not strong enough. So everybody recommended Rich and Ray, so I bought some basically. These are the Rich and Ray magnetic silicone ties. They come in a pack of 20, and you get 10 different colours. And so I'm not going to get out, and they're actually really hard. Really hard. They are hard to get off, so that shows you their strength. So yeah, I will leave these linked down below, and I might just leave them in my description box, because I know that I struggled to find the right brand, so it might be helpful for them to be down there just in case you're looking for the ones to get. That's that. And then I bought a few patterns from Etsy and another website. So firstly, there was a lady sitting next to me called Hannah, and she was stitching this. It's called World Map by the Stitch Patterns on Etsy, and I just thought it was really lovely. The world map as a heart. So it's not obviously, it's not quite geographically accurate, but yeah, you could do this in all sorts of colours and all sorts of fabric, and it would look brilliant. So I thought I'd give that a go, and it was on sale. Let's have a drink. Then I got Wanderlust Ukraine released this pattern. It's called Fox in Flowers, and it is amazing. So I snatched that up. Had to get that. That's in Pattern Keeper as well. So it comes, when you buy it, it comes with a colour pattern and a black and white pattern. The black and white pattern works with Pattern Keeper. You just have to input the thread numbers. And of course it doesn't include backstitch. I don't know if there is any backstitch though. Doesn't look like it to me, but I could be wrong. Yeah. And then the other Etsy purchase was because some ladies on Instagram are doing a stitch along of this pattern here, and it is Shire Painting by Thread of Magic. My husband is a big Lord of the Rings fan. I don't like the books, but I love the films. I've tried reading, or I've read The Hobbit and the first 2 books, and I've tried reading the 3rd book like 3 times. I just can't. For some reason, I just can't finish that 3rd book. But the films are phenomenal. So I decided to get that. This is 261 by 400, so it's not that big. And this is a stitch along that is starting on the 1st of April. I can't remember the hashtag, so I put it across the screen here. But Rainy from Rainy Day Reads is doing it. I think Adventures of Stitching and a few others are doing it. And so I'm going to have to jump on that one, aren't I? And then lastly, in one of my Facebook groups, somebody showed, actually I think it was a D-Stash group, somebody showed these fan patterns by Leslie Thier. As like she, like, you know, like people like rip them out of magazines and then they sell the pages from the magazine. It was that sort of thing. And so I decided to investigate whether Leslie Thier had a website, and she does. And I looked the fan patterns up, and I do like those. I might get those eventually, but I had a look at her other stuff, and I found some things that I liked a little bit more. Her patterns are really reasonably priced, and she emailed them to me really quickly. So they're not like instant downloads, but she like processes your payment and then she emails you the pattern. So the first one that I got is called Spring Blue Tit. And this was one of a series of patterns of different birds and sort of floral garlands to go with. So there's a robin for winter, for example. And so I got the spring one. I think it was super cute. And the other one I got was this one, again, Oriental Geisha design. Look at how fabulous she is. I love it. And I think all of this is stitched with it as well. So you kind of get the circular pattern and then the border too. It's amazing. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on her website. She's got some lovely stuff up there. She's a UK cross-stitch designer, and she does design for the magazines. I'm not sure if it's both cross-stitch around the world of cross-stitch, but I've definitely seen her in at least one of them. So yeah, that's all the haul. It was quite a bit. So yeah, I have to really rein it in now for a little while. And then the last thing is I've just got some shop update bits to go through with you. So I had a new artist join the club, join the business. I don't really know how to say that. Called Morgana Fantasy AI. And she creates art based on fairy tales and fantasy. And some of it is inspired by stories and some of it isn't. Yeah, it's a range basically. So these charts are up in the shop now. And there's some that went up in the shop a couple of weeks ago and then I've added to them yesterday. So this is Little Flame. Then we've got Little Jungle. Little Ohana. Look at how cute she is. Little Ocean. Those are different. We'll go back to those ones. This is Little Snow. Little Water Nymph. And then I added 3 more to the shop yesterday. This is Little Belle. Little Pocahontas. And Little Winter. So yeah, and actually we're going to be starting a stitch along. As of the 1st of April, which is today, you can join in with the Little Ones SAL. And again, I'll put that hashtag on the screen to stitch one of these patterns basically. So I'm going to be stitching this one because this is one that my daughter will love. So mine is 400 by 500, Little Ocean. And I'm just going to be doing it on a piece of 25 count. I've got it coming. It's not here yet. And I'm going to be using the floss drops for this as well. Again, you can buy licensed floss drops or floss cards in the shop with this artwork on it. So if you would like to join in with the stitch along, then yeah, grab yourself one of the patterns and start stitching with us basically. Kayli's going to be stitching one of them. I think she bought the Little Ohana pattern. So yeah, would love for you to join in. Then I have a couple of new Ballooli art patterns in the shop. So the first one is called Anemone. It's great, so sassy. And then the second one is called Morphosis. This reminds me of that Pirates of the Caribbean film where some of the men on the ship are like half men, half fish sort of thing. This is what this reminds me of. They're stunning. And then a couple of new ones from Megan Walsh. This one is Lucid. Stunning elephant. Love it. And then this one is Radiance. Beautiful swan. I just love her colour palette. It's amazing. So yeah, all of those charts are up in the shop now for you to get. And I also wanted to mention, I started a group on Facebook for anybody stitching any of my designs. So Hello Spring is included in that, but all of my full coverage designs in the shop as well. So the group is called Blushing Pink Stitches, and I will leave it linked in the description box below. All you need to do to join is answer a few questions, and please answer those questions, because if you don't, you won't be allowed in the group, just to basically stop any spammers from getting in. And then, yeah, show your progress on different pieces. I've got to upload my progress on Wanderlust and Hello Spring, so I'll do that in the next couple of days. But yeah, I'd love to have you join and show what you're doing, because I know that there are some people that have started designs, and one of the artists has joined the group as well, and she's really eager to see what people are doing. So yeah, it would be lovely to have you there. I think that's everything stitching wise. I did film some vlog footage at the retreat, which I am going to put together in a video. It's not going to be a particularly long video, and it's not one where I talked on it or anything, so I just one that I'll sort of put the clips to music. I thought it would be useful to give people a bit of an overview of what a retreat is like. This time last year, I had absolutely no idea that UK, well, maybe that's not true. Maybe this time, like 18 months ago, I had no idea that UK retreats existed. And I certainly didn't know what to expect from them. And it was only from watching videos from Teresa at Teresa Little Stitcher, when she went to, I think she did it at the Chatelaine retreat, and then also at the No-Bam retreat as well. And I know Lauren from Cross Stitch Bunny has posted at least one video of her experience of a retreat, and it was just super useful being able to see what goes on, and that sort of thing. So that video will be up after this one in the next sort of maybe like a week after or something like that. I haven't really made up my mind yet, but I had such a good time. I've set my alarm for when the next retreat in March next year is being posted, so I'm crossing my fingers that I will get on to that one. I just met some lovely people, had so many good conversations. I met some people that I have only chatted to online. So for example, Alison from the Stitching Whippet on Instagram, hiya. Libby, I met Libby, who I know I've chatted to before. She was really lovely, and lots of other people. Oh, Sharon. Yeah, God, I can't even remember names off the top of my head. There was another Alison and Deborah, Julie, of course Sandy was there. It was just lovely. It was so lovely to see everyone, to meet them, to chat to people. Yeah, and obviously I got loads of stitching done. Unfortunately, I got a bit ill on the Sunday. I kind of was feeling like my throat was a bit scratchy on the Saturday night, and I thought, oh, it might be because it had been very hot in the rooms. But when I woke up on Sunday morning, I thought, no, this is me being ill. And I went home a little bit early on the Sunday afternoon. I mean, people had been leaving sort of from lunchtime onwards anyway. But I went home a little bit early, and yeah, I had a stinker of a cold for a few days. So yeah, that wasn't very good. And I said to my husband, who goes to a retreat, like a relaxing experience, and comes back ill anyway? But yeah, the whole thing from start to finish was so good. If you get the opportunity to go to one, I would highly recommend it. You just, with so many people who are like-minded, you know, I chat to Stefan about cross stitching, but of course I don't chat to him a lot about it because he hasn't really got much idea of what I'm talking about, and you know, like when people tend to glaze over a little bit. So it's just so lovely to go and have conversations with people who actually know what I'm talking about and they're actually interested. Yeah, and just to be, I mean, we didn't chat the whole time. It was just nice to be in each other's company as well. It was amazing. It was so lovely. And so I want to say thank you to Elaine and Teresa for organising it. You ladies did a fabulous job, and I can't wait to send that email and see if I get on next March's retreat. Crossing my fingers. So I think that is everything. I think I've remembered it all. No doubt, I mean, I did write myself a few things on a post-it note, but I do tend to come away from these videos and think, we didn't mention that. But anyway. Yeah, I'll mention it in my next video. I do hope to film in 2 weeks' time. And perhaps over the Easter holidays, I will get done either a Stitch With Me video or a How I Stitch Full Coverage video, because I know a couple of people have requested those. And it's just finding the time, basically, because at the moment, the only time I can film is at the weekends when Stefan is looking after Bella, basically. And so I don't want to film, I can't like film all the time because that would be unfair. The good thing about the clocks going forward is that we've got more light now, and so I might be able to do some filming in the evenings over the next couple of months. You know, it's pretty overcast day today, so that, you know, like this evening, for example, the light might not be great in here, but we'll see. Might give me a bit more of an opportunity. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching. I hope you're all having a good couple of weeks, and that you enjoyed this video. Any comments, likes, all of that kind of stuff, leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks. Bye.